Man, like, I get chills when I'm watching stuff like this. It's my dream to fight in Madison Square Garden, Mandalay Bay, Caesar's Palace, all the places where big name fighters fight. I can see myself fighting in front of 40, 50,000 people at Yankee Stadium. But as hard as I work, it's almost no doubt that I'm gonna be there.
Ithaca, New York is the training camp home to recently turned professional boxer Willie Monroe Jr. The beauty and tranquility of this site are well noted, but the young fighter has his own motives for choosing Ithaca.
I made the actual decision to come down to Ithaca and train a little bit after my 19th birthday because this is where my father trained when he was a professional fighter. The attention level is a little different. You get a little peace and tranquility when you're getting in shape for a fight. I mean, let's be realistic about it. This is boxing. You're going into war, just like being in the military. Those guys are not out and about with a bunch of people there in the camp, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of mentality you have to have. And being here in Ithaca, I mean, that's what I'm getting here in Ithaca.
The walls in Ithaca's Performance Fitness Center are covered with inspirational quotes. But in this gym, words will only take you so far.
I train to do everything. I don't train to just be a knockout fighter. I don't just train to be a speed fighter. I train to be able to do anything that I want to do. If I feel like knocking you out, I knock you out. And I have that kind of control because that's how hard I work.
Willie Monroe Jr.'s motivation for training is the sheer pleasure of training. That's his motivation. You know, he loves to train, and it shows in the ring.
The grizzled, soft-spoken man who runs this gym is Patrick J. O'Connor, affectionately known as Uncle Pat.
Everything is geared around boxing. Every move, everything is geared around boxing. We train for a sport. We're not bodybuilders, we're not powerlifters, we're fighters, and that's what we train for.
His regimen is responsible for the future champ's chiseled physique and world-class win.
Uncle Pat always tried to kill me. It's something new every day.
Pat is a man with many layers, but his job description with Team Monroe is quite clear.
My job is to make sure that he can go 12 rounds if they have to go 12 rounds, or 24 rounds if he's got to go 24 rounds. And get him in the best physical shape possible. And he's there, trust me, when it's time to fight.
The Greater Ithaca Activities Center. While there are many regulars and even more one-time visitors to its basement boxing ring, one face is seemingly ever present.
I saw young Willie at the Colin Clubs, in 05, I think it was. He was fighting and he was winning, but he looked a little unconditioned. He wasn't conditioned properly. He was playing ropes and he was, you know, looked gasping for air. So, you know, I talked to him a little bit. I know him since he was born, and we talked a little bit. And I said, go home, see what you want to do, figure it out, and if you want to fight pro, we're here. He went home for about 6 months and he called and said he wanted to fight. And he's 4-0 and he hasn't lost a round. With Willie, it's a lot different than you know, your average fighter, because he doesn't do much wrong. Most of the time, I'm telling him to slow down. You know, he always wants to stay doing more and more and more. As a matter of fact, he does so much. It's difficult because he's always right. He's very smart. I mean, sometimes I find him teaching me. All night. Come on, babe. Go.
Behind every successful fighter, there is a trainer. Former professional boxer and Hall of Fame trainer Danny Akers has been with the Greater Ithaca Activity Center since 1972. Danny has seen hundreds of aspiring boxers walk into his gym and even welcomed a select few into his home, but none of them quite like Willie Monroe Jr.
All night. Come on, babe.
I've known Danny since I was able to walk, because my father brought me down to this very gym, because this is the gym my dad trained in. I just always said that I wanted Danny to be my trainer as a professional fighter, because it was like we click instantly. It means everything, a father, a brother, I mean anything good that you could name, you know what I'm saying? That's what Danny's been to me. Because a lot of fighters don't have the luxury of having a coach as good as Danny that'll welcome you into his house with no problem.
Jab hook, pop, jab trip.
He really looks out for these kids. I got a lot of respect for him from what I see him doing with the children. He even took us in when we came down here. He was feeding us. I slept at his house for a few days.
He'll accept anybody for what they are. It doesn't make a difference. White, black, green, orange, purple, whatever, you know. As long as they come down here and they show him that they want to work, then he'll give them 100%.
During the weekends, Willie Monroe Jr. makes the hour-and-a-half trek to a place that he considers his true home, Rochester, New York. For Willie, it is a place where he can shed the moniker of boxer and become another 22-year-old. Another 22-year-old who happens to perform in a locally well-known R&B group, Signature.
It's fun to me. I mean, I love being busy. And I'm glad I have 4 young men. I got my brother and 2 of my cousins that are in my group. I mean, it's nothing but love. I wouldn't trade my life for anybody else.
When in the ring, Willie does his best to avoid punches, but in Rochester, he can never avoid the jabs of his closest friends.
Will eats the most gross stuff in the world.
Oh, come on. He don't have this.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
He got the muscles and all that, but just know that behind the camera, when he hiding in his closet somewhere, he's eating something real gross.
My coaches get on me because I don't have the problem that a lot of other fighters have. Like, some fighters have problems with alcohol. Maybe some people have some kind of little drug substance, or some guys just can't stay away from the women. The only female I have a problem with is Little Debbie. Yeah. She got me sprung.
The Champ and Signature perform carefully choreographed moves on stage, and it may seem like just fun and entertainment to the untrained eye, but Willie sees the art forms of dancing and fighting as being intertwined.
Once I fell off my dance game, my footwork in the gym got kind of rusty. The business side of it, the work ethic side of it, everything, it runs parallel. The only difference is one I'm singing and dancing, and the other I'm trying to out-hustle somebody in the ring. That's it.